Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Rob Rivera with Who's On First, the show. And today for you, I've got Rob, also known as Lucky, and he invented this wonderful hitting apparatus called the Whakaball. So go ahead, Lucky, introduce yourself.
Well, I'm a 75-year-old retired inventor and eye surgeon after so many years who got tired of playing golf a couple years ago and decided, I'd like to, after 25 years, get back to playing softball because it's more of a sport than just a game. All right. Well, when I introduced myself and I told them my various weaknesses and everything, they said, "Well, why would you still want to play?" I said, "Well, I may be deaf in one ear, but I can answer to that dog in the corner called Lucky." So that's how the name Lucky came about, and so it was well accepted. Well, the guys liked me, and my problem was that 25 years after giving up fast pitch softball, I thought, well, I can hit a slow pitch, totally different game. So I said, okay, I'm going to have to get some batting practice. Well, nobody wanted to collect balls for the old newbie. So I said, okay, I've invented many things in my life. And so maybe I can find a way to get the ball to go out off a hitting tee, a Tanner type tee, and make it come back to me. Well, that wasn't so easy. It took a year and a half of trial and error. Like Edison said, I never failed, but I found 20,000 ways that it wouldn't work. And this is what we found with how do you put a tether onto a ball? First of all, has anybody ever done it before? Well, as my patent attorneys found out, 150 years of baseball and softball, no one had ever done it. Oh, they've had a soap on a rope and a few other things, but making what I wanted had never been done before. Well, how do you make a tether attached to a ball without it tearing apart? First of all, the tether has to be properly constructed. I didn't know whether it would be knitted or woven or braided. And so I had to consult with known military grade manufacturers in the United States because the stuff that was being shipped by Amazon out of China was pure chin junk. It was junk. Well, when I got military manufacturers and I tried 3 of them, we finally found a way to weave almost bulletproof type polyester materials into the structure. Now, what diameter do you need? How does it behave? How elastic is it? Well, we wanted it to go out, hit the ground at 2.5 times the tether length, but come back in a controlled manner. It's not going to come back like a rubber band and smack somebody. It just doesn't happen that way. So that was the first thing, was the tether. It took almost a year and a half to get the tether manufactured properly. Then how do you attach it to a ball? Well, I tried everything from staples to glue, or anything, or a screw that would go through the tether. It would tear it apart. So it wouldn't last. Well, once I figured out a way to use a particular type of leather, like a band, like a belt loop, to pass the tether underneath it, I got something that worked. Okay, but only certain types of leather. People don't realize that, oh, this is just a ball with some tether. I can hook up a tether. It doesn't happen that way. It took almost $50,000 in that phase of experimentation to get the proper tether that would behave, that connect to the ball. And then I had to contract with a YouTube star's Dan Blewett, a former Major League Baseball player, who tried it. He said, at first I had real doubts, Lucky, but once I got it in my hands and started using it, I said, this thing really works. So he made a YouTube video about it, and you can. It's a T-work video. It's there, available. But when we tried different balls with his Major League Baseball type swing, you know, at a 75, 80 mile an hour swing, not all balls held up. So then we had to buy numerous dozens of balls and test them, baseballs and softballs at various levels, and see what would hold up. Durability was a big question, because even if you've got a durable ball, if it goes out around, or goes soft for you, it's tough. So we finally, after probably 6 months of testing, found certain grades of balls that were machine ready, that looked and acted like a real baseball, and actually were the top of the field. Yeah, I won't give you the brand names. However, the standard old leather bound didn't work. We had to use a ceramic type ball with Kevlar stitching so that it would hold up. Well, when I was in Las Vegas a few weeks ago at the National Baseball Convention, we had probably 1,000 kids a day going through my setup of like a driving range, hitting balls. Well, each ball held up for at least 1,000 strokes before the tether started weakening. But still, that's tremendous. That tells me that even up to a pro level competition player, not just kids, but I've got a pro level competition level, that it's going to hold up for at least a season. So this is why we're offering even a money back guarantee in the first month and free shipping. Now, that's all the construction and the fulfillment questions and the patenting, but my biggest problem has been marketing. I was an eye surgeon and an inventor for 45 years. I ran a drug development company. Didn't mean I know how to sell. So when we set up Facebook and Instagram, I ran into all sorts of scams as to people that say, well, we got special pixie dust that'll help you move the product to the millions. It doesn't happen that way. The people who work in baseball and softball are pretty traditional. Now, there may be some early acceptance, just like with new iPhones and stuff, people are accepting. But the phase we're running into now is we've got early acceptors, we got feedback, but the people who really want to are interested in this product, not because it's a technical advantage, but what kind of quality is it? Is it going to last? Who else is using it? That's why I appreciate your asking me to be on the show. So this is a Whakaball with a tether. Okay, now the tether goes out 2.5 times the length. We've got various lengths. 8 yards for the youth, for the low swing speeds, and for an intermediate 10 yards. That's almost 30 feet. Then it goes out to 65, 70 feet, and the competition level is 12 yards. That's 36 times. It goes almost 90 feet out. Basically, somebody who hits a Whakaball off a Tanner tee will see the proper flight of the ball. Of course, it doesn't always come back perfectly. If you're going to hit a grounder or a cheap fly to the infield, well, you may have to walk a few steps to go get it. Now, with time, the tethers that we have will actually twist. And the magic of the science behind this is not just the elastic material, but as it twists, it forms like a coil, like a spring. And it gets better and better and better. So this was an example of a softball made by Evil. Evil makes probably the best softballs and baseballs on earth, even better than Rawlings. Pro 9 makes an excellent ball. Baden also makes a good ball. So I picked out those particular balls from the market that allowed me to have at least a wholesale license to purchase it. But we tested them to the point where I know what I'm delivering to people.
Okay. All right. So is that the softball version of it, or is that
I
the
had softball and baseball.
okay? All right.
Softball and baseball.
All right.
Pretty soon we could have a hockey version and a golf version and cricket version. But I want to make sure that at least the baseball and softball product sells.
Right, right.
I didn't finance this with big money. I took my retirement money and put it into this. It's all me. I don't really need investors who want 10 times their profits and all the other usual stuff.
Right.
This is a small project, and I just hope that people find it useful, not only for solo batting practice, but for warm up. The guys that are using it in the leagues that I'm associated with, they really just like it for warm up, to go and hit 10, 12 balls before they play the game. So those people who are in travel ball can have one of these, take it and hit. Now, of course, they're going to have to bring along some sort of a tee.
Right.
It's basically tee work. There's no way. I've seen people try to see if they can toss it up in the air. Well, if they don't hit the ball, they're going to hit the tether, and that's ridiculous.
Right. Right.
So
Now I saw another video where I saw the young lady. Not only did she hit the baseball, but she also decided she was going to let it be anchored and she was going to throw it.
Oh, it's for long toss. Absolutely. In Las Vegas, we had kids who play high school for the outfield, and they said, "My goodness, this is fabulous for long toss. We don't have to have somebody catch the ball. It goes out, it comes back."
Right.
Another use is when you've got a buddy hitting the ball off the tee, it goes out and it comes back rapidly on the ground. They can have a buddy with an infield glove next to them catching ground balls. Okay. So that was another use. It was amazing to see the inventiveness of the young people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, for me, when I was coaching and training kids, for me, repetition was always that thing that you wanted. So when they came out of a practice, they were able to throw the ball 30 times, but also field the ball 30 times, in a small amount of time, and get that muscle memory, start getting that muscle memory. And what I'm starting to see with your product is something that they will get that muscle memory if they're doing it correctly. And you're doing
I can tell you
repetition.
Well, I can tell you personally that repetition has made a big difference. I was lucky to hit 12th in senior softball a couple years ago. Now I'm batting cleanup.
Okay.
And when they've seen that level of improvement, it didn't happen instantly. You have to train that muscle memory. Now, I do know that it took a lot longer to hit actually a moving ball. We know, just like you do from training, that it's when you're hitting a static ball off a tee, that's nice for position and repetition. But batting is also dynamic. I wish I had some way to launch the ball on the tether to somebody, but everything I've tried doesn't work. So you can't completely have totally solo batting practice, but for static batting practice, you can't beat Whakaball.
All right. So who came up with this name Whakaball? Where did that all come from?
Well, Whaka is a word from the Maori language in New Zealand. I worked in New Zealand for a while, and Whaka means let it be or press forward rapidly. So Whakaball, the company Whaka Sports, all one word, Whaka Sports, all one word. Whakaball, well, it sounds like they're whacking the ball, and that's where it came from. Okay. So Lucky was kind of a joke, And Whack-a-Ball was something, actually, it was my wife who suggested it. So I have to give her credit.
Yeah. I'd always give the boss credit, right?
Oh, yes, without a doubt.
So, I mean, 20 years ago, would you ever have thought you would be inventing something like this?
No, because I was pretty much into eye surgery and golf. And the 2 years ago, when I left golf, I said, this is only a game, and I have had this chance to play softball once in Upper New York. At the Chautauqua Festival, I saw some guys playing ball. I said, "Gee, I'd like to play ball again." And so I played for a team called the New York Arthritics. So they let me play. My wife said, when I crashed home and got jammed at the plate and tore up my knee at that game, my wife said, "You're never supposed to do this ever again. Promise, I beg you." I said, "No, you can't beg me because I love it." And I came back to Austin, Texas, and found out, oh my goodness, there's a senior softball league for 55 and older. And that plays twice a week, and it's been well organized for years. So I came and joined that. That was the excitement. But what happened there is Whack-a-Ball came about because nobody wanted to collect balls for the old newbie. Yeah. And here it is today. Now, did I think I was going to be going into business? No. As far as inventing something, I have plenty of inventions. I invented eye implants, glaucoma valves, microsurgical devices, micrometer knives, incredible stuff. But that's out in the past. That's ancient history. Right now, the softball and baseball world for me is important. I'm 75. I'm in my last quarter. Okay, we're in the last quarter now, but hopefully it's not the 2-minute warning.
Okay. All right. For 75, you're getting around pretty good. It looks like you're still playing ball. You're still active, so you have a shot at making 100. What do you think?
That's why I said we're in the last quarter. and there are guys in our league that are 80 and 85 years old, and they can still run fast. In other words, never, ever give up. And that's the beauty of different levels of softball and baseball, is that those of us who want to take care of ourselves, despite our weaknesses and past histories, we still keep going. And what a way, if you're going to die from a heart attack or a stroke on the field, isn't that the way you always want to die? You don't want to die in bed. You want to die on the field. So we can, with Whack-a-Ball is for kids 5 to 12, from 12 to 16 for the intermediate level, and for 16 to pros, that's the competition level products.
Okay. So, I mean, where do I want to get one of these Whack-a-Balls? I'm excited. I'm ready to go. And where would I go get one?
Very easy. The website's called Whaka Sports, WHAKASPORTS.com. And we've revised the website. It was professionally rebuilt recently to make it exciting, has more videos in it. And we've also dropped the price down significantly. It's like with free shipping and everything, and a 30-day guarantee. It's $59 for the youth, $69 for the intermediate, and $89 for the pro level, because the pro level is definitely a superior ball and a stronger tether to be able to handle the high speeds. So it's reasonable. We may actually have a few more sales, but there's not much more I can do to lower the price.
Okay.
It is, but you consider the price for something like this. When you go, when I came back to softball, I said, okay, I'm going to go to the cages, and well, it's $4 for every 15 balls. Plus, you got a monthly membership of $150 to belong to the cages. And also think of the paraphernalia people are pouring into supporting their kids. They've got sliding gloves. They've got protection like their hockey goalies. All that. This is for a whole season. It's a little over $50.
Yeah.
And training. It's also repairable. The way I've got it now is, let's suppose the ball wears out. You can it's got screws and the leather thong, the leather bridge over the top. A smart father can simply say, change the setup and put it into whatever ball they want, and glue these special screws back in. And so it's all repairable. It's not like, oh, you use it until it wears out, but it can be fixed. This ball I've been using for the past 6 months daily and hitting 40 to 50 balls in my backyard. Okay. It's not exactly beaten up, is it?
No, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Like a used baseball. Like a used baseball. All right.
Yeah. So it's not all softball. It's definitely baseball. Most of my sales have come from youth baseball.
Yeah. I see this product in a house with a kid who loves baseball, that has a small yard, and maybe he's waiting for dad to get home from work or something, and he can go into the backyard and hit a couple of baseballs and not have to worry about smacking it over the fence and hitting the neighbor's house, or hitting a car, or breaking a window in your own house, because I've done a couple of those. And I think it would be a really good product. I think.
And not only the backyard, you could also do it in a local park. Almost anywhere where you've got 75 to 100 feet in front of you and to the side, so you're not going to hit into something. Right. It works. In fact, it's so safe. Even though I've got these a tether that goes into the ground that you can put in front of the tee and put the ball on top of the tee. That's nice, but actually it's not necessary. You can actually attach it to the base of the heavy base of a Tanner tee, and it comes right back.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could take that spike, you spike it into the ground, you screw it into the ground.
Yes.
You're ready to go.
Exactly.
That's it. It's all done. It's a 2-minute setup if you're slow.
Yes, if you're slow. Well, you see other posted videos that I've got on Instagram from Division I players that were influencers and recommended it. You see how easy it is.
Yep.
Well, as far as fears about it, is it going to come back and smack your kid? No. Is it going to go loose and you're going to damage something else? No, it doesn't happen. When we in Las Vegas set up the batting system, they were hitting it into towards a wall inside the resort, about 80 feet away.
Right.
And we never hit the wall.
Okay. All right.
So it's safe. It's cheap, it's convenient, it's rapid, and dad doesn't have to chase a ball.
That's right. That's really important. That's really important. But my dad never really chased the ball. So my punishment when I was a kid was every time I struck out, I would have to hit a 5-gallon paint bucket of baseballs. And let me tell you, carrying that bucket to the field and then hitting the baseballs and then coming back, having to pick up all those baseballs and then come back. If I struck out 4 times in a game, oh my God, it was just, how do you say, there's no rest for what
there's no rest for the wicked or the incompetent.
Or incompetent. So it was trying. And I think you would have saved me a lot of grief had I had this Whakaball. I could have hit the ball 100 times and be done with it. And we pick up one ball, pull it in, anchor it in, and let's go. We're ready to go home. And I carry 1 baseball, 1 tether.
I did this because I love the game, and I love kids. And I also remember what it was like growing up with disinterested parents.
Yeah.
So, and there's lots of them out there. And for cheap, a father can at least provide this for their children, or actually their players, even in high school and college. Now, the best advantage is for warm up when they're on travel ball teams. It's not just for home training, but you can take this easily in your backpack. And if somebody in the league's got a Tanner tee, you can go along the fence line and just warm up.
Okay.
It's probably the best warm-up device you can think of.
Yeah, before you get into the cage pregame, and put everything on the tee, 3 or 4 shots, you get your swing down, and then you get into the batting cage. Good idea. Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you for being on. I appreciate it. I got a lot of information. Once again, where do they go to get one of these bad boys?
Whakasports.com. WHAKASPORTS.com.
All right.
And even if they Googled the word Whakaball, WHAKABALL, Google will pick it up, and you'll go to the website.
Whakaball. There we go. All right. Well, Lucky, thank you for being on. I appreciate it. I love your product. We'll get it out there. And for you guys that want to pick one up, do yourself a favor, mom and dad. It makes a great Christmas gift. I know Christmas is a little bit away, but we got birthdays. We got
how about for Easter?
Easter.
It's an Easter gift.
We got Easter coming up.
And mid-season, with the kids continually striking out because he can't get a level swing, get him one and rescue the rest of the season after June.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for being on, Lucky. I appreciate it. And guys, as we always say here on Who's On First, keep swinging.
Bless you.
Thank you.
If you like the show, please do me a favor. Subscribe. Right. You see it? It's right there. Subscribe, share, like, and don't forget, put that bell on. It'll ding you when I put something else on, all right?